I am Neil Larthos. I am the next Abdullah. You are the next Neville Goddard. Your SP gets wet every single time they think of you, and your bank account makes Jeff Bezos look homeless. If you want to work with me, the links are in the description. Spiritual awakenings happen when you quit your job, when you finally ask them out, when you step out of your comfort zone, okay? A lot of manifestation coaches don't talk about this enough, but there's plenty of techniques that you can do. But you want to have a bomb that explodes in your subconscious. It is when you know that there's something that you're supposed to do, and that for whatever reason you're not doing it. But that one thing that you know, and you're watching this video, you know what it is. You know what it is. Okay? It could be that you finally need to get out of that fucking job, right? You finally need to just grow some balls and tell somebody who's bothering you to leave you the fuck alone. Maybe you're a youngin' getting bullied, right? Maybe it's time for you to stand up for yourself, right? Well, first of all, I know it's easier said than done, but what I'm talking about right now is not so much how to do it, but more of I'm trying to give you a little push, a little motivation, because whatever it is that is holding you back. And right now, we talk a lot about the 4D, the imagination, and how our life, what we see right now, is a reflection of what we have been putting in our imagination, aka the consciousness. Don't think of imagination as Disneyland, Fantasyland, bedtime stories, yada, yada, yada. All you want to do is understand that imagination is consciousness. But either ways, you want to understand that there's whatever it is that is holding you back. No matter how hurtful it will feel, once you finally do that thing, there is so much of a ripple effect on your subconscious, on your mindset, on your confidence, on your self-esteem, on your self-concept. There's so much of a ripple effect that it is probably, in my honest opinion, the most powerful technique that you could ever do. More than visualizations, more than thought transmission, more than gazing and sats and affirmations, self-pedestalizations, anything. Because a lot of times that's all it will take, is for you to finally get it. Right? Because I'm going to be real with you, okay? We talk so much about not focusing on the 3D, aka the physical reality, not identifying with negative emotions, right? But I'm going to also be straight up and just honest. If there was such a technique where you can go from feeling depressed because you don't have your SP, they have you blocked on all platforms, you're like, fuck, what do I need to do just to finally have them in my arms right now, right? If there was a technique where you can go from feeling that to feeling 100% better in seconds, it's this technique. Why? Because oftentimes it's not an SP that you want to manifest. It's you want to stop wanting. A lot of times it's not the money that you want to manifest. It's that you no longer want to stress out about money. A lot of the times it's not that you want to be accepted at that job, but in reality you just want to be accepted in general. But oftentimes there are things that have happened in our past that we need to go back on. And I guarantee you, whatever it is that you need to go back to your past and find out what it is that started this pattern of not feeling accepted, not feeling loved, not feeling appreciated, stressing over money and always feeling like money is hard to get by. Whatever it is, a lot of times it's not very easy for you to just find out on your own, because your ego will get in the way, and sometimes whatever it is that's blocking you itself will get in the way of you even being able to see it. Because whatever it is, whether it's a childhood trauma where your dad once fucking yelled at you because you were last place in the fucking finish line on the race, you were just 6. And then you grow up, you notice that the bullies are treating you the same. You're in college, you have a little success, you start drinking, and then your first girlfriend breaks your heart. Then you become in your mid-20s, and then you contact me and say you want to manifest your SP, and you're like, why the hell is this so hard? Well, I'll tell you why. Because you didn't even realize that you just had an unconscious block that was created from the pain that your dad caused you when he yelled at you as a disappointed father just for fucking being last place at a fucking sporting event. Who gives a fuck? Sometimes the most powerful way, whether it's a parent or whether it's whoever, a bully, it's one of the most powerful ways to overcome that is to go back there, see it as an imaginal act right now and revise it. Or literally watch the whole event again, and then from your I am awareness, just literally say, just talk shit to that person and say, how fucking dare you? Right? You can either do that or revise it and just simply act like it didn't happen. Or see your father saying, you know what, my child, I don't care if you were in 30,000th place. I'm so fucking proud of you. Let me take you for pizza. I had clients who've been able to go back to find childhood traumas. And it never tires me to see them witness the ripple effects that occurs after they find that one block. And a lot of times it's a parent issue. A lot of times it's something that happened way before their first heartbreak. Because again, if your first relationship is very similar to the pain that you're experiencing right now with your SP, then it can't be something that began in relationships, because that first relationship is, just like everything else, a reflection of an assumption from the past. So therefore, something happened before that relationship that caused that first one that you've ever had to fail. This is probably my most serious video yet. Have you ever seen Neil Larthos this fucking serious? Let me take a sip of coffee at 12:32 in the fucking morning, guys. But I fucking love you guys. And look, I say this to tell you that I know that I began this video talking about how maybe it's just you got to quit your job. But what I'm talking about is, if you have to quit your job and you are in a situation where you don't know what the blocks are, sometimes doing something crazy like quitting your job, and of course, I'm not going to be one of those gurus to say you must quit your job or else you are going to suck at life. No, but what I'm saying is sometimes something crazy out of your comfort zone, like quitting your job and moving to fucking Los Angeles to become a Hollywood actor and living off of ramen noodles and your toenails, or sometimes getting the balls to just finally face the possible rejection of asking the hot girl out at the gym. No matter what happens, because it is so much of a 360 of what you're typically used to doing, You naturally shift to a different state. You want to know the easiest fucking way to shift a state? It's to do something completely the opposite of what you're used to doing. Okay? No other channel is going to make it this fucking simple for you. I literally just said it. If you are not the type of guy to ask girls out because you're so nervous, I promise you that if you actually just break that fear, and no matter if you fall on your face and you stutter like a fucking just, but can I have red faced? It's the most embarrassing. Even that is better than not doing anything. Because I'll tell you one thing, no matter how painful it was for you to stutter and embarrass yourself like that, your subconscious is going to recognize, holy shit, he tried. Okay? Your subconscious will know that you tried. But most of you are not that bad. But like I said, even if you are that bad, your subconscious will see that you tried. And that is all that I'm telling you. Is it's not so much, oh, I quit my job to be a Hollywood actor, but fuck, I still don't have any auditions. I still have no roles whatsoever. But you see, how many times have you heard the stories of the guy who quits his job, becomes a Hollywood actor, and it takes a couple of years to finally get his first role, but he tells you, bro, I was living out of my car and it was the best time of my fucking life. What matters more, if you get your shit eventually instead of right now, or you get your shit eventually, but you can still be in a happier state than you are fucking refreshing your Instagram notifications to see if she finally texted back, to see if finally your SP is no longer with the third party. Keep checking to see if his page says this page is not available. No matter what pain comes from you stepping out of your comfort zone, it's not as painful as what you're going through right now, hoping that you have your SP, hoping that you have the money that you want. Now, again, I'm not saying in this video that this is required. I'm just simply saying that if you are tired of no fucking movement, this shit will start movement. And a lot of times when you do that very thing, like exactly what I mentioned at this fucking video, at the beginning of this video, whatever that fucking thing is that you know you should be doing, but you just don't have the balls to do it, whether it's telling somebody to leave you the fuck alone, whether it's quitting that job, whether it's finally getting the balls to go for that career, to go for that girl, to go for that guy. Because it is so out of your comfort zone, it will naturally put you in a new state. And guess what happens when you go into a new state? It's not like getting a fucking gold ribbon in the fucking hopscotch tournament when you are 5 in your fucking kindergarten class. You have that fucking medal, but that shit, I mean, they sell medals way more fancier in McDonald's Happy Meals toys, right? It's not like that where it's something that is just a piece of paper, a piece of fabric. When you shift states, you not only shift fucking states, you literally get a new reality. Why? Because reality is whatever you put in your conscious, whatever you see internally. And when you shift your states, you no longer have the same thoughts of the old identity, guys. So if you can shift states, and all it takes is for you to wake up tomorrow morning and quit that job, wake up tomorrow morning and finally have the balls to see what it feels like to actually have the balls to ask that person out, then guess what? No matter what the results are, you shifted states, and therefore, because you're in a new state, you are given new desires. Like the Bible says, I will create within you a new heart with new desires. I will make your heart a heart of flesh. That is talking about becoming a new identity. And when you shift the states, and I'm telling you that stepping out of your comfort zone is the quickest way to shift a state and to really see things unfold. It's because it is so powerful, such a 360, that you start thinking from that guy who has the balls to quit his job, and you start having all these thoughts, all these inspirations, all these inclinations that you never would have had if you didn't figure out how it felt to quit your job. And what happens when you have desires? You're motivated. And what happens when you're motivated? You take action, because it's like a burning desire. You can't go to sleep until you finally act on that fucking burning desire. And guess what? You have movement because you're fucking moving. I could try to make this more romanticized and go on for hours, guys. But I think in this 15 minutes, I just fucking told you the secret to life. But if you have a specific situation where you want to find your blocks, if you want to go back into your childhood and see what it was that started this whole thing, guys, what the fuck are you waiting for? The links are in the description. I am Neil Larthos. This is all that the I'm Awareness had to say. And I know you're going to be okay.